This is Nick Geyer, the Palouse Pundit, talking about Alberta's tar sands and Idaho's Wilderness Gateway. Extracting hydrocarbons from crude oil and coal has always been a dirty business, but tar sands processing releases 3 to 4 times the greenhouse gases that conventional drilling does. Alberta's tar sands also require 220 gallons of fresh water to produce 1 barrel of oil. The wastewater from the plants has polluted the wilderness and the once pure Athabasca River. Cancer rates are rising among the native populations there, and their moose meat is now laced with dangerous levels of arsenic. Canada's Imperial Oil and ExxonMobil are now requesting permits from Idaho and Montana to move 200 loads of equipment to Alberta's Carroll Oil project. These loads are truly oversized, 210 feet long, 30 feet tall, 24 feet wide, and 300 tons. We can well understand why the people of Vancouver, BC, and every town between there and Fort McMurray, Alberta, do not want this super heavy traffic on their roads. But why should the people of Idaho and Montana agree to this? About 70 miles of the proposed route runs along the Lochsa River, which has the Wild and Scenic designation. This pristine area offers superior camping, fishing, and rafting opportunities. At mile marker 124, there's a campground named Wilderness Gateway. From there, backpackers and mule trains enter the Selway Bitterroot, the largest wilderness area outside of Alaska. The Idaho permits require no public input, and the Department of Transportation is treating this as it would any other oversized load. All its engineers have to do is to make sure that the trailers have sufficient number of wheels so that the road and bridges are not destroyed by the tremendous weight. Montana does allow citizen input, and on April 29th, hundreds of angry people showed up at a public hearing in Missoula. Those who testified now have legal standing to file suit in federal court to stop the shipments. In March, federal judge Donald Malloy ruled that oil drilling on 38,000 acres in eastern Montana must be suspended until the impact of greenhouse gas emissions has been considered. Short of a suit, Montana activists are hoping that they can persuade the government to prepare a federal environmental impact statement. Today, oil extraction in northern Alberta is the largest single point of source of greenhouse gases in Canada, and experts predict that by 2015, the oil sands are expected to emit more of these gases than the nation of Denmark. Observing that one doesn't build a railroad that runs only one train on it, Missoula attorney Robert Gentry believes that this is only the beginning of regular transshipments of oil equipment from Lewiston to Fort McMurray. He says that the port of Lewiston is expanding to accommodate this new business. The crude oil from Alberta is being pumped directly into pipelines to be refined in the United States. It is predicted that 40% of America's oil supplies will eventually come from what has been called the most destructive extraction industry in human history. On the 4th day of the shipments from Lewiston, Imperial Oil's huge loads will sit all day long at Wilderness Gateway. I can think of nothing more offensive to me as an Idahoan who, like tens of thousands of others, loves this state's natural beauty. These steel behemoths will symbolize everything that is bad about extracting oil from and destroying Canadian wilderness, and they will remind us about everything that is good about Idaho's pristine land and waters. This is Nick Geyer, the Palouse Pundit, requesting that you sign a petition against these shipments at www.ipetitions.com/petitions/no trucks, no tar signs, all one word.